My wife Emily and I have been married for 15 years. We have two amazing kids, a beautiful home, and what I thought was a happy, loving relationship. We've had our ups and downs, sure, but we've always talked through them, or so I thought. About 6 months ago, things started to feel off. Emily became more distant. She'd stay up late texting, often with a sly smile on her face that she'd quickly try to hide when I entered the room. I'd ask her who she was talking to, and she'd brush it off with a casual, "Oh, just a friend from work." I'm not naive. I've been around the block enough to know that something was fishy. The late-night texts became more frequent, and Emily became more defensive. I tried to talk to her, to express my concern, to say, "Hey, I'm feeling insecure. What's going on?" Her response? A laugh, a dismissive wave of her hand, and, "You're being ridiculous, honey. Relax." I did try to relax. I trusted her, but the pit in my stomach grew larger with each passing week. I started noticing things. The way she'd jump when her phone buzzed, the hushed phone calls she'd take outside, the subtle changes in her appearance, like she was trying to impress someone else. Then came the work trip. Emily, who usually worked from home, suddenly had to go on site for a few days. The whole thing felt rushed and vague, and she was evasive about details. Alarm bells were screaming in my head, so I did something I'm not proud of. I went through her phone when she was in the shower. I know, it wasn't my finest moment, but what I found made my blood run cold. It wasn't just a friend from work. It was Jackson, her manager. The texts were explicit, sickening, and filled with pet names for each other. They'd been sleeping together for months. The work trip? A romantic getaway. I read through dozens of messages, each one a dagger to my heart, each one a confirmation of the lies she'd been feeding me. I felt rage, sadness, and a sickening sense of betrayal. But beneath it all, a cold calm descended upon me. I wasn't going to scream and shout. I wasn't going to beg her to stay. I was going to take my time and make sure this was as painful for her as it had been for me. I played it cool. I packed my emotions away. For weeks, I acted as if nothing was wrong. I continued my routine. I had breakfast with the kids. I went to work. I had dinner with Emily. And I pretended I didn't know her secret. Meanwhile, I carefully started planning my next move, consulting with a lawyer and gathering every shred of evidence I could find. I wasn't just going for a divorce. I was going for everything. Then came the day I had been preparing for. I had rehearsed it in my head 1,000,000 times, and finally, it was time. Emily came home from work as usual. She walked in, kissed me on the cheek, and asked about my day. Her eyes were bright. Her step was light. She was clearly happy and self-satisfied. I felt sick to my stomach seeing her so carefree, completely oblivious to what was coming. I simply said, "I need to talk to you." My voice was calm, almost detached. I handed her a thick manila envelope. She looked at me, confused. "What's this?" "Open it," I said. She opened the envelope and began to sort through the papers. Her face went from confusion to mild annoyance to complete and utter shock. She started with the printed screenshots of all her incriminating messages with her lover, each text highlighted in bright red. "Jackson," I said. Her face flushed. Then she saw the detailed record of our bank accounts and the proof of her infidelity as grounds for our divorce. Her breathing became ragged. She then picked up the documents that showed I had filed for full custody of our children. And finally, she saw the picture, a photo of her and Jackson, taken the weekend of the work trip, as they were checking into the hotel together. My lawyer had sent a private investigator who made sure we had irrefutable evidence of her infidelity. She froze. Her body stiffened, and her eyes widened in disbelief and horror. The color drained from her face. The smile, the self-satisfied smirk, was gone. In its place was a gaping maw of terror. I watched her silently, taking in her reaction. Finally, she looked up at me, her eyes filled with panic. How did you—" "I know everything, Emily. Everything you did. Every lie you told. Every disgusting, adulterous text you sent to that creep. And now it's over." Her voice rose. No, you can't do this. This is a mistake. Please, we can fix this. I looked at her, and the coldness I had felt for weeks washed over me. Fix what? The fact that you systematically and intentionally destroyed our marriage? The fact that you humiliated me and our children? There's nothing to fix. It's over. She stood there, trembling, tears streaming down her face, trying to grasp at straws. You're ruining my life, she wailed. I finally unleashed all the anger I had been holding back. You think I'm ruining your life? You're right, Emily, I am. But you know what? You're the one who destroyed this marriage. You're the one who cheated on me. You're the one who lied to me for months. So don't you dare try to play the victim now. You reap what you sowed, and I am simply watching it all come crashing down. The confrontation escalated. She begged. She pleaded. She cried. She accused. I remained calm, stoic, detached. I showed her the legal documents one by one, explaining exactly what I had done to dismantle her world. She was inconsolable. She called Jackson, screaming at him over the phone. Then she was screaming at me, and then she was silent. Finally understanding that there was absolutely nothing she could do, I watched as she spiraled. It was painful, but God, it was also satisfying to know that she finally felt even a fraction of the pain she caused me. I've moved out. The kids are staying with me. They're upset about everything, but I'm doing my best to keep them grounded. I know that my actions will have consequences, especially for our children. I plan on doing whatever I can to support them through this. I will always try to be the best father to them. I filed for divorce, and I'm not backing down. My lawyer says I have a strong case, and I intend to make sure she pays for what she did. So, did I take things too far? Was my revenge justified? Or should I have done things differently? I'm feeling a mix of anger, relief, and guilt, and I'm not sure where to go from here. So guys, if you all liked today's story, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you for watching.